For more Liquid Lunch, head over to YouTube, do a search for Liquid Lunch TV, and hit that subscribe button.
I'm not going to do it, Frank.
You're not going to do what?
I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do what?
Welcome back. I'm trying to get him to join me today to go meet Donald Trump Jr. It's a big event. We had Donald Trump Sr. in studio yesterday. And the list of demands that he's putting upon me already, that's why I'm sorry. I was a little late coming in. I said I'm not going to do it, but I'm not going to give in to his demands. Not yet. What's happening?
All right. Well, I don't know. Okay.
I got him rattled already, baby.
Sure. All right. Well, John, Elizabeth Warren, we know for a while she's been an advocate of Medicare for all.
And Pocahontas.
So pay attention to this. This is serious. A number of Democrats have proposed single-payer health care or Medicare for all. But today, Elizabeth Warren came out with a pretty detailed plan for how she is going to pay for her $20.5 trillion Medicare for all plan. Yes, that's trillion with a T. That was not an error. So you'll enjoy this, John. The plan relies on an expected mix of tax increases on the wealthy, deep cuts to military spending, and payments to doctors being reduced to Medicare levels. So this is pretty interesting, because if you're a doctor in this country, if Elizabeth Warren gets elected, and this, I'm not weighing in on whether we should have single-payer health care or not, but I'm saying if you're a doctor in this country and Elizabeth Warren gets elected, prepare.
Out there.
Exactly.
Hey,
prepare to have a pay cut, because
see, we have two fans.
Because the Medicare rates that doctors make, it's much lower than what private health insurers pay doctors. So you have to wonder what kind of a chilling effect that's going to have on the medical profession.
We should get my doctor, Dr. Frank, down here.
Yeah.
Dr. Frank Scafuri, one of the best doctors, tremendous practice, amazing manager, has franchises. He would probably, or Dr. Jeff Lucido, one of the finest footmen in the world. Talk to him. They run practices. Find out, like, what's the deal with this stuff. It could hurt doctors.
All right.
Why would doctors want to be doctors if we go single payer and they can barely pay their bills?
That's kind of the point that I'm making. Now, the other story that we've been following for the last 2 weeks, including before I left, was Hilary Clinton's rather bizarre conspiracy theory that Tulsi Gabbard and Jill Stein are Russian agents that are somehow going to allow Donald Trump to get reelected. Jill Stein was on CNN commenting about this. This is what she said.
Ranked choice voting prevents any evil foreign asset or anyone from splitting the vote. It lets you rank your choices. You never have to worry about your vote being, quote, thrown away, or your vote not counting or spoiling the election. It doesn't happen under ranked choice voting. If your first choice loses, your vote is automatically reassigned to your second choice. It's a win-win.
Amen, Dr. Jill Stein. I couldn't have said it any better.
Darn.
And she made the case perfectly for a ranked choice voting, which Maine has adopted. And as soon as I leave here, right after I bring my recyclables to the grocer, I am going to be voting yes on question 1 in New York City to bring ranked choice voting to New York City. And, if all the states adopted ranked choice voting, they wouldn't be able to demonize third-party and insurgent candidates as costing other candidates the election. So instead of Hillary Clinton floating these bizarre conspiracy theories, painting Tulsi Gabbard or Jill Stein or whomever else as Russian assets, maybe she should be encouraging legislatures like New York, her home state, her third home state, by the way, to adopt ranked choice voting so that we don't have
a home
spoilers.
state. She doesn't have, these days, her state is that chest at the end of the bed. And every time the lid pops up, she comes flying out of it like the guy from the Tales from the Crypt. All the things she just comes out of nowhere with nonsense. She's trying to keep herself ejected in the game. And speaking of games, to quote one of the most legendary sportsmen of all time, Warner Wolf, if you have Frank and the over $12 on the canned recyclables this weekend, you lost. Because I am going to do everything I can to get him to join me. Because he has done, you got to understand, your wife's away. You can't just go home and do the recyclables.
Well, and I can go to a movie theater and watch the Terminator.
Alone?
No, I'll bring my brother Alexander.
Creepy is that?
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's a dine-in theater.
I don't know if you noticed, but I put in a special pocket square when we talk about the Democratic candidates going for trillions of dollars worth of free health care, putting doctors out of business, attacking their own and cannibalizing their party by calling them Russian agents and all this other stuff. It all points to Trump 2020. Looks like a layup. We're going to come back right after this, and Frank's going to correct all my mistakes today, which I had a significant amount, and he also may have had one of his own. Quick break. Stay right there for the final last call for this week's Liquid Lunch.